But like, how do you end up in that field? Like, what had you have that spark? I know you're an ex-athlete. Love to hear that how that transitioned to not kind of staying on the weights to strength side, but kind of getting into healthcare, but on the dietetic side.
So, like we talked about before, like I said, I was started in econ and finance, and like when I was playing ball, my first year I busted out my ankle. Second year I busted out my arm. So I wasn't spending a lot of time playing ball, and at the time my cousins had the supplement store, so I was spending a lot of time.
Shout out to Mission Nutrition.
Yes, the goats brought us together.
Chris and Ant.
But when I was there, I was meeting all these people and like just talking to everybody and understanding like how everybody was thinking and going about their life. I was trying to figure out a way to monetize that, and when I started looking into what Queens College had to offer, I saw dietetics, and I had no idea what a dietitian was. I didn't have one in my school growing up. I didn't know that was a field. The field of dietetics is huge. Like I said before, you could be a dietitian in the hospital in the ICU helping with tube feeds or working with specific disease states on managing intake. You could be a dietitian with the Toronto Blue Jays, like working on getting the most out of their athletes and performance, or you could be working for PepsiCo, developing like recipes and overlooking major companies on what they use and develop for food science. And when I saw this field and how vastly open it was, I said, this is something I wanted to pursue, and I felt like no matter where I fell in those schemes, that it was something that was interesting to me and an area where I knew I could be successful and make an impact with others.
This podcast is sponsored by Memento Health. We got an awesome electrolyte supplement here that we just paired up with. We also are selling it within our studio and are affiliated with online. Incredible electrolyte is formulated with the best sourced sodium, potassium, magnesium, and amino acids to help absorb it, right? So it's got the correct ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium for optimal hydration. It also has great sourced amino acids from this Japanese company that does fermented amino acids instead of a typical chemical process. So check these guys out. We'll have the link below. Awesome, awesome partner. Let's take it back. What does the young Nick Valenti look like to kind of come out of that, becoming so interested in dietetics, health, wellness, right? You're an athlete, but all of us being former athletes, trying to work on our bodies, trying to figure out what is what. What does that look like for you in the span of, you think, right, caused you almost to take that route for yourself?
It was a lot of like always working with my friends in the gym. Like the gym was where I felt like I spent the most of my time and where I was able to hang out with my friends all day. So like when you're on the field, you're out there competing, but like when you're in the gym, it's more of like a family environment. You're working out every day, and like at the time I was spending hours of my day learning about supplements, and like all my friends would reach out to me all the time, like what should I be taking, what should I be doing, and I would be giving them tips and traits like back and forth. And after a while I was like, I think this is something that I can just continue to do and grow with. And I started reaching out to more and more people, and I started working with other athletes. And I remember there was a kid I worked with years ago. I was probably like a sophomore in college, and I worked with him for a couple of years when he was in high school. He was a ball player. And he called me up and he was like, I just committed to college, like, thank you so much. And I was just like, this is it. Like, that feeling I got from like helping that kid achieve his goal was something I was like, this is great, and I can do this for the rest of my life. And like that was what really kicked me into the field. And whether it's an athlete like reaching their goals, or like somebody that's been struggling with cholesterol, somebody that's been struggling with blood pressure, like getting them to understand that the longevity of their life and they could be around their families longer or just have better quality, like those are wins. And I felt like if I was going to do something every day, like I wanted to have some sort of impact.